So the last, I would say, 3 years of Jeff's life, he was his best place. He had a great, his credit score was better than mine. He had his own apartment. He owned 2 cars. He had a little convertible and he had an SUV. He had more money in the bank than most people have in his savings, and he was working hard every single day. And so I was so proud of him that he really had transformed his life. He became sober. He was not doing drugs. He was just clean and having a clean life. My brother Jeff was in and out of jail most of his entire life. He had a crack addiction. He struggled to find work. He just was pretty much on the streets most of his adult life, okay? About 10 years ago, when he got out of prison, we had like a huge heart-to-heart talk. And in that moment, he said, you know, Tracy, I'm changing my life. Like I'm gonna do something different now. So thankfully, my sister took him in. She lives in a small town in Pennsylvania, and it changed his life. She helped him get stability, find a job. He got new dentures. He got new teeth because his teeth were not great because of, you know, drug use and lack of care. And he was on the up and up. And this spiritual awakening the last 6 months of his life, where everything he talked about was, how are you manifesting positivity in your life? How are you living in the now, 100% now? How are you trying not to worry about the future? He would talk about the importance of having an abundance mentality versus scarcity. Like approach things like, oh my gosh, there's more money where that came from. Mm-hmm. My health is gonna be greater than it's ever been. Like I'm telling you guys, and I would just tell him, Jeff, I'm so proud of you. He never talked like that until the last 6 months of his life. Every conversation, you all, he would call me or I'd call him, and I would tell baby, he talked for 45 minutes, I got no words in. He was just like, Tracy, let me just tell you what I studied. Let me tell you what I learned. And you guys, everything he did those last 6 months of his life, he was preparing to transition, and we didn't know. He was the happiest. He was the most successful. He was the most spiritual. He was the most focused on his life and what was next for him. And that's why his loss is so devastating. He was at work and he was working at a station. We don't have a lot of details. We won't share everything because we just can't share everything right now, where they're making black beans and canning black beans. Unfortunately, he ended up in the bean hopper, and he passed away. So it was a very tragic death. And to think that he went to work that day, did not imagine he would not come home. He was so excited about this job. He was so excited about life. He was so excited about living and what was to come for him. So when we went to his home after he passed away, and there's, I'm going into more details, went to his home, he had 4 sticky notes by his bed. It was 100% now, which I think is the most powerful one. He also had cultivate, which is important of growing and developing and creating. He also had solutions focused. So like, instead of looking at problems, look for solutions, the importance of looking for solutions in your life. And I literally went to those sticky notes and I just picked them up. I was like, these are coming with me, and they've been with me ever since. But I really feel like this is his testimony to the world, that he could have this troubled life for 40 plus years. And at the end of his life, he was the most successful, he was the happiest, and he was the most at peace. And don't you want that for people, right? So I'm so proud of him. And so sad that his life was cut short. But I do know that even through you all hearing his message and sharing gifts and getting tattoos, like, his legacy is the importance of celebrating every moment of your life. And I'm so proud of him for sharing that legacy with us. So Jeff's 60th birthday is August 15th, and we are so happy to celebrate him.
And we're getting the tattoo that says 100% now.